Okay, so who was Hermes before Big Brother Night?
Amazing guy. Uh, Trying to make it in the industry, doing the law, already doing the law, a community organizer, a leader in many rights, an artist, a dancer, a director. That was a lot of things, a basketball player, an athlete, also playing American football at an amateur level anyways. But yeah, an athlete and art enthusiast, basically. So before I got the opportunity to get into Big Brother House, I really believed I was winning a lot, and I wasn't getting the exposure that I needed to capitalize on all the things I was already doing, and that was exactly why I felt like I should apply, and I did apply, and I'm so grateful that I got in, because the exposure I wanted for everything I was already doing to be seen within the light I feel like it should be seen is currently being seen, and I'm just grateful for that. I'm one to believe that everything is worthwhile will take certain degree of effort, and yes, it was very tedious would be to say that it wasn't worth it. It was absolutely worth it, but yeah, the process was long, and yeah, might be considered as tedious, but absolutely worth it. Yeah, I'm the fourth of four children, three elderly siblings, two elder brothers, a sister. All of us named after Greek gods: Akhenaten, Hermes, Kutumi, Isis. My dad just had a thing with spirituality, and yeah, he just said we would do great things, and he believed it so much that he named us after amazing Greek mythology gods. My dad was, yeah, you could say that. But also he was a nomad. He read on many things, culture, cross culture, traveled a lot, worked with UNICEF during the time of the Civil War, and I mean everything that happened. So yeah, he was traveling a lot. He was quite spiritual. He believed in even cross culture around spirituality, and he was just an embodiment of freedom. And he also told us that, and that's what I read off. He wasn't religious. So my dad believed that you could just sit down. He believed in the spirituality of the body, so he would just sit down and breathe, and believe that like breathing he could heal his body, and he believed that certain sounds can resonate atmospherically and within the body. He just had this belief he could pray with anything. He believed in spirituality. He believed across, but he allowed us explore our spirituality. Church, I'm sure if anybody wanted to be Muslim, he would just allow it. Yeah, he was quite free like that, and he gave us a freedom that was quite admirable. I mean, art is life. Life is art, and if art is life, then spirituality is a part of life. So yeah, it absolutely did. So to be honest, I was raised a typical Nigerian boy, believing that marriage is monopolized relationship is exactly what would save one from the emotional stress of having to deal with, all the things that come with building a relationship. But I started to travel. I met this amazing woman, Margarita, and she said, I carry the capacity to love more than one person. I made a journey towards understanding, because I believe that love is supporting someone with every energy as they define what it means for them to feel loved, to accept that someone can tell you how they want to be loved, and you can respect that. And in the journey towards that, I found my own reason to believe that it's possible for me as well to have that kind of relationship. So I made my own journey towards it. I know it's not a commonly seen thing, but within the Nigerian populace, I think the thing that inspired me the most is truth. I'd rather tell you the truth than have to tell you that. And I know how I feel. I know who I am. I made a journey towards knowing who I am, what I want for myself, and then I have to communicate that. And in making a journey towards what I want for myself, I realized that as much as I'd like to stick with one woman, I did not trust myself enough to do that. So instead of lying to you and saying, I will be with you, I'll tell you the truth. And if you're willing to deal with it, I will come to you if anything comes up, and we'll have a conversation around if it can be possible, why. If you can deal with it, it's fine. If you can't, I'll tell you, and then I know that's not what I can have. And then we have to let go of it. So it's just within truth. If I'll have it, it will only be within truth. If I will not have it, I will not lie to you and then go and cheat on you and all of that sort of thing. So it was a balance that I developed, and I'm absolutely enjoying what it is for me. Marriage is in view, to be honest, but these are conversations and wrongs, three individuals as to what works for them, how comfortable they are within the narrative of marriage. Marriage is a way to build a bond. It's just one way. There's several, again, cross-culture. Thank God for the internet. The world is such a globalized place right now. A lot of belief are being adapted to, cultures are being adapted to. Right now, Afrobeat is flying over the world. It started here in Africa, now it's all over the world. So, I mean, people are adapting to the new world, and it's what it is. Yeah, I do believe that she expressed that particular fact that she's pretty much a monogamous person, and in the house that worked absolutely well for us, and we had an amazing relationship. But I mean, we constantly talked about it, and she constantly said that she didn't carry willingness to deal with having to not be in a monogamous situation. And I mean, coming out of the house, we did agree that we'll have several conversations if it's possible and whatnot. I mean, so we're having that conversation. Let's see how it goes. I love individuals. I love Margarita within what she defined, because I have all of these difficult conversations with them. She will tell me what it means for her to be loved, and I'll make a journey towards that. I'm not going to give her love. She has to develop that herself. I will support that with the love that I can find for myself. What it means for me to be loved and be understood is that I cannot be with only you. So if you will understand that, you will tell me what it works for you, and I'll tell you what works for you, and we'll make a journey towards each other. So she will tell me what it means for her to be loved. Blessing is a different person as well. She will tell me, and I'll make a journey towards that. And because I already told Blessing and Margarita, I have a capacity to love this, and if they accept me within my truth, it means that I will give love to them. I will give the love that I have to give to them in support for their love, but I will not generate love for them. They will generate it. I will support the love that they have for themselves within the capacity that I will have for time. Sometimes they might ask me certain things, I might not have it to give, and I'll say I don't have it to give. If it's clarity, finance, whatever, support, whatever it is, I might not have it to give, and they have to understand that. I might ask for certain things as well, and they might not have it to give. I mean, relationships are not supposed to be easy. They're difficult things to manage, but I mean, it takes willingness and effort to build, and that's what I'm aspiring willingness to. It's not an unrealistic belief to just be together, and everything will be fancy. I don't think it works like that, in my honest opinion. And that's just what I believe, and that's what I work with. So here's the thing. I don't think I've said this anywhere else. That's a great question, to be honest. Before I went in the house, I did promise my queens that I didn't have the time. Only under the reason that to build this kind of relationship, I'll need time to explain to someone how this works. And to be honest, I already did this with 2 women. I was already drained. I felt like I wouldn't have the time or the intensity to, pursue another woman, trying to help her understand how this template works. And guess what happens? I got thrown into the big brother house, and all I had was time and an intense space. So it was time to build, and I built on it, and I broke a promise, to be honest. And I have a lot of explaining to do, helping this woman find trust with me as well. But we're all willing to do it, and with willingness, effort made towards each other, nothing is impossible, so it is what it is. People, because of how intense my personality seems, people might think that I'm all the way just an extrovert. To be honest, I think myself a very introverted person. I have the most conversations in my head. That's why I process things. I never went to university, so everything, every knowledge, everything that seems like wisdom was just, me just thinking about things, navigating through spaces, emotional states of mind, how they work, how to process them, and then developing knowledge by myself that helps me work through society, the laws that govern society, what my individuality is, what I want that to be, and how it could work within the laws that govern society, and how it cannot work within the laws that govern society. And that's what I term to be emotional intelligence, which is exactly what I feel like I have. So people might think that is intense, but I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, I do have a lot of conversation. I go to worlds in my head. I like to express myself. I like to dream larger than life, or whatever. I mean, it's just my dream. Some people might describe it as larger than life, but for me, it's just a dream. And I don't believe anything is impossible as long as willingness is put to the test. So I really do believe in hard work. I believe that if one has the chance or opportunity to put in hard work, or discover anything, if you put your willingness, is there something you want, like me, wanting to love 2 women? It's not a narrative that's understood, but I have it because I believe that if you put a hard work into anything, getting a talent. I wasn't taught how to play basketball as well. I do it exceptionally well. The accents, I didn't have any sibling that spoke like this. I went to public school. As a matter of fact, I stayed in slum all my life. But I watched a lot of films. I started to practice. I listened to a lot of OAPs. I started to practice. A lot of people criticized it. But I kept at a consistency. And over time, I have this to give. It's a skill that was developed. Just the same way, like the only talent that I have is the ability, the willingness to put in the hard work. And over time, you put in the hard work to discover things. The next time you need to apply, it becomes smart work. It just comes to you because you already have it to give. But you have to do the hard work to discover it first. And that's the only talent that I believe I want to keep over time because it's helped me gain other talents, how to play basketball, how to talk like this, how to do a lot of things, to be honest, how to be an athlete, a lot of things. And the hard work is still available. So I'm going to learn a lot of things, be a lot of things as long as life allows me to be. So it is what it is. I grew up in a slum. I lost my dad when I was in SS something, so I didn't have a lot of support. My mom was never around, so it wasn't a choice, to be honest, because I couldn't go to the university. I knew that if I go to the university, I'd need books. I didn't have nobody to support me through school, so it was just, but I still needed to be successful. So I took myself to get education outside of the four walls of the school. So I just got education regardless, wherever it was. The street helped me get all of it, a lot of emotional intelligence, just passing in space, trying to understand what is happening within space, how I can apply to space. I was coming to the island a lot just to have conversations with people because I wanted to be in this crowd and I wanted to know how it operated, how people here operated and all of that. And I gained a lot of knowledge in that regard, just being there. I was criticized a lot. I had to make a journey towards accepting my truth within the regard that I'm coming from the slum, but I'm going somewhere. So every time I'm in these spaces, people criticize me saying, oh, your pants looks like you've been wearing it, or you're constantly wearing this pants, it's your favorite. I know it's a joke, but then again, I'll say yes, because I already accepted my narrative. No one can make me do it. So as long as I accept my narrative, shame left, because now it's mine. You can't shame me on it. So, and I knew where I was going. I knew why I was in that space. So I'll just laugh about it. We'll laugh about it. But I'll still get the knowledge that I need. I go back home, work on myself, work on finance, and get better over time. So I believe in the world that we currently live in. There's so many reasons that cultures are interjecting. There's a lot of reasons for cross culture. Thank God for the internet. A lot of things can be seen on the internet. Like right now, I'm wearing a suit. This is not even Nigerian. It's not African. This is European, British, American, and all of that. But then again, because the world that we live in is no longer like, if I say I'm African, what does that mean? Because they're Africans in America, they're Africans in UK, they're Africans all over the world, and they're people from Europe all over the world as well. They're people from America. So the world is such a globalized place that culture is crossing, and that's exactly what I'm just embodying a narrative of, a citizen of the world, a global citizen, and that's what it is. I believe I can make anything work if I put myself to it, and I've been working on my body so well that I feel like whatever it is I want within whatever narrative I feel like I can fit into will work. But yeah, the basic of my style is pretty much historical African. So that narrative would definitely not apply to me, but I see how that can be seen by certain people in level 1 because I was never embarrassed. I went at it at every opportunity that I got, with everything that I got. I didn't care about what it meant to be embarrassed or anything like that. I knew exactly why I was there, and I did exactly that. Even until when I found a queen and I needed to make her understand that she is a queen. I put all that energy into it, and people felt like I stopped being competitive at the task and whatnot. It's just, I have a level of energy, and at that point, I was an individual, chose to direct that energy, focus that energy on task. And when I needed to focus that energy in a relationship that I was trying to discover, I did that. And maybe that energy kind of depleted during task, but I won't apologize for that because I found something I wanted to put energy into. And as soon as I discovered how it is that this woman wanted to be loved, and I was ready, I put that energy back, and everybody can say that I did exactly that. You can say I didn't have energy. I never for once criticized anyone's means to compete. I really believe that everyone came there as individuals and wanted to win, had the capacity to win. So yeah, but I'm sure I probably heard some conversations about how people were being classist, but I never had that. So defending sex, I'm not defending sex relationship. I saw a lot in the house. I was the housemate there, and I'm still of the opinion that the narratives that fly out there are such that people get a glimpse, a 10 minutes glimpse of this person in their relationship, get another 10 minutes of this. While you're getting 10 minutes of 2 people, 10 minutes of other and every other 28 people happening. and nobody's catching a glimpse of that. So it's 24 hours for us, and it's 10 minutes of each of these moments for the viewers. And for us, from what I saw, what I experienced in the house, Shags loved Bella. I'm just speaking of what I saw, the truth that I was accustomed to. But I cannot take away what the viewers are seeing from them. So I also would say that the viewers are right to make judgments, or I wouldn't say what is right or wrong, on what they saw. But I'm saying I saw and experienced a 24-hour day-to-day of 60 days. And it's on that narrative that I'm speaking on. More than most. He was cooking. He was lacing her shoes. He was kissing her head. He was reassuring her in bed. I shared a bed with them the entire season. Like, that's Shaq's bed and Bella. And they shared the bed the entire season. And it's just what I saw was what I spoke on, and that's it. And I think he's a genuine guy within the right to be a guy. I can't speak on the relationship. That's two people in a relationship. It's not my place to get into that. And that's where I stand. So, about relationships in the house, I got in the house with a different narrative. I wanted to have fun. I wanted to be spontaneous with whatever was possible. But I also understand that the women in the house would have to want that as well for it to happen. But I just carried the narrative that we're just getting there. Everyone is already accustomed to the fact that, oh yeah, we can have anything we want, and supervision, we can just have fun. That was the narrative I went in the house with. Now, again, I've said this in every interview, Shags, in my level, set a template by which the women desired to be pursued. He went at Bella. Every time we spoke about, like, who you feeling in the house, which of the women, he said Bella, Bella, Bella. 1, 2, 3, 3 options, he said Bella, Bella. So they set a template that was impossible to match. And that was it. I had to adapt to whatever it was. And I don't think it was, I didn't go in there with strategy. It's just, in that house, people might think that people are living a lie. But I must say this, it's impossible to live a lie for 60 days straight without any distraction. Even you will be caught in it. But I can't take away people's narrative from them as well. So people allow their opinion as well. So it is what it is.
So what's next?
Out now, get in the bag. Before I went in, I was already in the process of starting a production company. I've been speaking on how I really believe that, and I'm quite appreciative of the fact that Big Brother platform changed my life for real. And I just want to build a platform within the sports and arts, within the capacity I carry to serve humanity. I believe there are a lot of young people who are unengaged for good reasons or for whatever reasons. And I want to be a bridge between brands and the young people that we have available. I feel like the sports carry a lot of potential to engage the youth in Nigeria, all over the world, as much as I can, as far as I can go, as far as I can serve humanity. And I just want to explore that potential within the arts and sports.